Yo, 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 yo. You're tuned into the Hubcast. I'm the host. I'm Anthony Hubka. Today I'm blessed to be sitting here with a man that I highly respect, that I would even say that I look up to. He's an entrepreneur. He's a father. He's a friend. I would consider him a brother. So thank you for being here today, Edwin Moreno.
Appreciate you.
All right, my bad. Some shit just fell over there. Air conditioner turned on. We're back and we're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the energy's flowing. Everything turned on as soon as the intro came in. So
right.
I would say that's a good sign.
We started the fire.
Exactly.
Now this conversation, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So you got you're from Colombia?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, so
are you second generation, first generation?
I'm first generation. I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
But I was raised, so I'm first generation American.
Okay.
So I would say second generation then, because my parents were first generation to make it here, but they weren't born here.
Right.
So I was raised in Cali, Colombia, and then was like kind of did a lot of back and forth. So I was born in Norwegian Hospital in Chicago.
Okay.
And that was in the time where, Humboldt Park was not what it is now.
Okay.
And my parents were
better or worse?
A lot worse.
A lot worse.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot worse. I mean, you would find, the properties that now are worth $1 million there used to sell when I was born, used to sell there for like $120,000.
Jeez.
You could get a plot of land there for like $40,000.
God damn.
Yeah. So like you talk about Humboldt Park now, that's unheard of.
Right.
So I was there, and then my parents what they did is, as soon as I was born, maybe 7 months, they took me to Colombia, and they were like
7 months in Chicago.
7 months in Chicago. They're like, all right, cool. Honestly, I'm like, they're like, oh, you're a citizen. Like,
okay.
I'm sure. Okay. I believe they're like, yo, it's official. You're from here now.
Okay.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go back. Yeah, let's go back.
So how long did you stay in Colombia then until you came back?
I don't remember it, but maybe like a year or two.
Oh, really?
Maybe like a year or two. Yeah. So my first.
You go back and forth.
I did a lot of back and forth. So my first school year was here, and then I went to school over there, and I would my mom would make sure to like put me in school, a year here, a year there, a year here, a year there. It was like clockwork.
How was that for you? Like, how different is it?
Man, that's a good question. It's extremely different. Culturally, like the way kids are more advanced when it comes to like teasing.
Mathematics. Oh, teasing? Okay, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, no, when it comes to like the bullying level is like that much more alive in those countries, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so, because I think I believe there's tougher skin. It's like you grow up differently over there.
Okay.
There's more poverty. There's more it's very fast paced.
Yeah.
And I would say business wise, is here the United States is more fast paced, but over there socially, like the way that people communicate, how close people get is a lot faster.
Okay.
And so
less barriers. Why do you think that is?
I think we're more guarded here. Like I think here it's more guarded here because I don't know why it's more guarded. But I've noticed that over there, people are more like, it's more open. Everyone's dancing. Well, like this, the dancing. Everyone dances salsa, right? Don't they say that salsa is like the love, like one of the love dances or whatever? So
yeah,
that's big over there. When you're a kid, that's like what you learn how to do. And then so there's more of that in school dances. That's what you do in like,
it's just more intimate,
friends parties. So it is more intimate. So like naturally it's just intimate automatically, just because you're dancing.
I would expect
salsa.
the bullying to be, maybe. Yeah, I guess not, because it's kind of like a brother sister type of thing. Okay,
exactly.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
It's so it's interesting, because I guess I see it as bullying, but it was more like there's more like, I guess just people really know like how to push your buttons.
Yeah, right.
Because they really look at you.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
So growing up, so that was different. And I'm just talking like as a kid, right? Like how it was when I was a child, because that's really, I was experiencing the child experience.
Yeah,
you know.
So you got bullied more over there.
A lot more over there.
Why do they bully you?
What was the bullying? Well, you know what? It wasn't even. It's just because I was the American, so I took it as bullying.
See, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you know what, man? Now, like I look back at those times, I'm like, man, they actually probably looked up. They probably looked up to me. They're probably like, yo, like you're cool, like you're not from here, so we're gonna talk about you.
Kind of the oddball, but they respected you.
But I mean, they weren't like super mean. Yeah. I just exaggerated. You know, I made it seem like. I mean, and so honestly, man, I felt alone. Like I was in this country where I knew I lived this life of going back and forth. My parents lived a very fast life, which they were required to go back and forth because of the life that they lived, the decisions that they made in their life.
Okay.
So I remember so much secrecy throughout my childhood. And so now going to this country that speaks a language that I know very well, but at the same time I'm thinking in English, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be here. So even the friends that I have here, I'm not going to have them for that long.
So you have a sense of impermanence around you. So you knew America was where you're going to, that's like your home. You would say America's more, you feel at home?
Yeah, it was like I knew now I don't, but I guess then I did. Yeah, then it was like, that's my home. That's where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That's where I feel comfortable.
That's strange because I feel like a lot of people would say the opposite, being second or first generation America, that you're not, you felt more accepted in America than you felt.
I did. And
maybe you just got that Colombian swag.
I know, yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Americans are like, yo, that's raw.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, cool. Like, I appreciate that too. Over there, they didn't really like the American swag. They were like, they did it. Well, maybe they did. That's, you know what? No, I let's redact that. No, I did. They did like the, man. It's so, look, as I'm speaking as like a 12, like 9, 8. You know what I mean? Like a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12-year-old boy that's going back and forth. And at that time, I'm like, yo, America's more home. But it's because of that comfort level. It's like America does a lot of things to make you feel comfortable. You know?
Okay.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the truth, like even like the truth, right? Like the truth is really soft. Like you'll get the half. I like to call it the half truth in America. Like they'll give you the truth, but it's sugar coated. Like it has a nice like powdery.
Right. kind of that an analogy that makes me think of is like some churches, Christian churches, because I grew up in Christian church. Some of them will be like, Jesus is this great. They only talk about the great things, but they'll never preach the message of like, you got to repent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So they'll give you the truth, but they'll give you this glamorous type of.
No, that's a perfect analogy. It's like Jesus is like it's all pink. It's all pink. It's all pink bunnies and rainbows. It's like, it's all peace. It's all peace and love, which is like, yeah, it's all peace and love. But like, dude, like when you read, like, Jesus had fire in his eyes. Like Jesus was like, was whipping people. Yo, like
wait, Jesus whipped people?
Whipped people, like literally.
I don't know if I heard about it.
There's a Bible,
I heard he got whipped.
No, he whipped people, bro, for like gambling in the temple.
Oh, in the church. It said. I know he got mad.
No, he whipped people,
bro. People.
He through tables. The night before, he was. It says it in the Bible. He was making his weapon. Like he was putting together. I'm not sure how they described it, but it's like leather and something. But like dude was like, yo, like I'm about to
commit some violence.
Some ass tomorrow. Like y'all ready? I'm ready.
See, that's that sugar. See, why don't I know that? And I grew up in a Christian church. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's raw, dude. That would make me even more inclined to be like, yo, this guy's raw, you know?
I mean, yeah, there's the stories that they don't, I mean, it's easy to keep people docile it's easier to keep people docile than to have them recognize the truth. And so when I was a kid, the American truth felt better
to
me.
Got you.
And and looking back at that, that's where the comfort level was.
So at what point did that kind of polarize? When did that flip around? Because you said that's how you used to feel.
My parents got locked up by the time I was 13. And that's where I was like, yo, like my parents are just trying to, like they're just trying to survive in this system that y'all created.
Right.
And like, why are they getting treated like monsters now? Like they're good people. I knew them as good people, but like now, like they're public enemy number one. I mean,
Do you want to go into?
Yeah, I mean, how deep? I mean,
how they end up in jail? Like
how long?
How long? Like what
why?
Was, why?
They were trafficking. It was for drugs. I won't like go into too much detail of what it was, but that was their business, And
Uncle Sam got plenty of business in drugs, so
right, So that's what they knew. That's what they came to this country to like, not really to do, but that was why they were consistently in this country, was because that was something
as an opportunity.
There was demand, and they knew the supply, and that's what they did. So, I was with them when it all went down. When they were like,
did they keep that sheltered from you, or you said it's secretive? Like you never really.
No, I knew everything. They did it. Yeah, I knew everything. I mean, so they kept shelter. Like I wouldn't see certain transactions, right? Okay. So like I wouldn't see like things getting weighed out. But I mean, I would be in meetings. Like I would be told. Like I would be told. Like, hey, look, like this is the life that we live. So you need to know. Like how this life is, My dad would tell me things like, "Hey, if you see something, you didn't see nothing." You know what I mean? like my dad, like I heard all these messages growing up, so they weren't open about like, "Hey, this is how this is mixed and this is how this works," but they were like,
"This is what we do.
This is what we do. Like this is our life, and you're here in these meetings, and you're here for these things because it's important."
And at the time was. What they were doing, was it illegal in Colombia as well?
Yeah, I mean it was illegal everywhere.
But then again,
well, probably not Portugal.
I'm trying to think of this one Kanye line. He's like, man, what is it?
All growing up in the environment where doing crime no requirement.
Basically, that a lot of us are born into a system in which we have to break the rules of the system in order to get by. That was the gist of the line. I wish I could think of it because he said it so much better than I just said it right now.
Good. Yeah.
But yeah, you believe that?
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that, and I believe, I believe that there's a way that the system could have been like, hey, they have a child, and there should be like a program that we develop for these people that came here thinking that this was the best way for them to get by, and let's like evaluate them, and let's do something
instead of treating everybody
like trash.
Right.
Because that's really what it is. It's like, let's treat everybody like trash. And now the laws change, so there's a lot of people getting let go, right? There's a lot of people that like had longer sentences that don't have to complete those longer sentences, and I think there's a lot of good things that have happened, but a lot of those people that were in for a minute, like they're getting out, and they're like, what do I do? I don't even know like what it is. I see my mom and dad, they've been out, for like a bit now, and they're still institutionalized. Like they still have, it's still like it's as if they live in a box still.
Dang. So so they left the prison, but the prison never left them?
Absolutely not.
Jeez.
Absolutely not.
I think that might be the goal of like prisons, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's hard to imagine that it's not, because it's like, it's you're in a cell, you're in this like enclosed area for like certain amount of times, you're like have this set process, and then you're kind of just like let out, right? And then like they say like, oh, you have these degrees, or you come out with these degrees, but no matter what, you have this record now,
right? Yeah, especially nowadays. It's a whole like social credit score system that they're just not sending back the report cards. You know what I mean?
Right.
Certain shit is harder for some of us based on whatever.
Right.
You know?
Right. Don't even get me started with that. Like the credits and like the credit scores.
Yeah.
And, like what it's turned into now, and like what you have to have. I mean, if you ain't got credit, you ain't got.
Right.
You don't have any.
And I heard that like credit scores go even as far as looking into your emails and seeing if you capitalize certain letters and use like punctuation, that factors in a minuscule amount to your credit score.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised. We're
headed towards that. China's already there.
They've been there, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because there's all these different factors that they like that give you that number. It blows my mind. I haven't read into all of it, but I know that everything matters, and
Right.
that is like, and I'm sure they're adding more and more things to it as time
for sure.
passes, and
Yeah.
as we have all these different systems in place to I mean,
Monitor
are these marketplaces? Like that term kind of like makes me nervous. Like when they say like the Facebook marketplace, where they have all these like marketplace and they like start naming things marketplace. It's
Why?
just like,
What about the term marketplace? Throws you off?
yeah, because it's transactional, right?
Okay.
Because like a marketplace is where like you do transactions. So if there are so marketplaces used to be the physical.
Okay, got you.
So there was like it's very easy to tell, like I'm exchanging this, like even if it's fiat currency, it doesn't matter. Like I'm exchanging this for this, right? So like I'm in this marketplace, but now there's all these virtual and these digital marketplaces.
And everything's all tracked.
Right.
So based on what you buy.
Every transaction is data.
Yeah, right.
Right. Every click in that marketplace is data.
Right.
Every time if you stay on a specific page, it's data. Right. Like how long
you looked at this particular
long-
Instagram post.
Right.
Yeah.
Even this particular item on Amazon.
Yeah.
How long did you stay on that
All
item?
that data is for sure being
Absolutely. It's collected.
tracked.
It's
Yeah.
collected and it's being mined. And so now you have all these. So now you have that. Right. And then you have like these marketplaces could come up with their own currency. Right. So then now you have like all these different marketplaces who could potentially have their own currency that you need to use your currency to exchange for their currency
to buy their whatever's on
Right.
the marketplace.
Right. So then now you have their currency and you don't know like did you use it all? Did you not? But then you might not use it all, but it doesn't matter to them because now they have all these people that have logged that they have this currency, so they have all this leverage. So the individual, like it's scary.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
Yeah.
weird. It's vast.
Yeah, it's a data world. But going back to that when that switched for you.
Yeah.
You said when your parents
got
at 13.
Yeah,
So
at 13.
At
yeah.
13, you're like,
At 13, I'm like, yo, this system is like fuck.
really? So you realized that at a young age.
I did.
Some people my age still don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah. I did. Well, because I was visiting prisons and stuff, right?
Okay. In the U.S.
Yeah, in the U.S. I was
Okay.
going I was visiting prisons. Like my mom and dad are like a federal prison in Chicago downtown.
Did you
And
get
then they got
visitation?
transferred. Well, I was able to see them. Well, at first, and then so at first I got to see them, and then so my dad got locked up first, and I got to go see my dad with my mom, and then my mom got locked up. Like she was going through like court and like the back and forth process, and then she got locked up, and then they're both in the same federal prison. And my dad gets transferred to Minnesota. I never saw him after that, and then my mom gets transferred to Connecticut. I saw her twice after she got transferred to Connecticut.
So what
In
happened
like
to
the
you?
8 years that she was locked up.
13.
Man, I got sent to a group home, and then my aunt adopted, and my aunt took me in.
A group home. How was the group home?
Those are like
Is that through the state?
That's through the state. Yeah. There's like 7 months of my life that are just like very like spotty. It was traumatic.
Yeah.
I was used to being with my mom and dad. I was used to like a specific process, and the next thing you know, I was getting into a lot of trouble because my mom wasn't around. And I just like, I say now because my mom wasn't around, but I was scared, man. I didn't know what else to do. I was fighting with everyone. I was just getting into trouble.
Yeah.
And they kept calling my house, and no one would ever come to the school. So they were like, "What's going on at home?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. My mom's on vacation." Bro, I said that for like a year. Like my mom's on vacation. My mom and dad are on vacation. And they're like, yo, like, we're going to keep you at school until someone comes to get you because you keep getting in trouble. No one comes to talk to us. And you're late. I was late every day. So there's just like all these things that they're like, it's just not adding up because this wasn't you before. So I don't understand. So then they kept me at school. My aunt showed up. My mom's sister showed up crying because she was scared. She had no idea what was going on. She had no idea where I was at. So then they're like, hey, do you have legal guardianship of him? And she's like, no. And like, well, we can't give him to you.
So that's how you ended up in the group home?
Yeah. And they're like, no, you can't take him. We got to call the authorities.
That's crazy. Someone blood related to you?
Yeah, my aunt blood related. They had no proof of that though. So they were like, she had a different last name because she was here legally, so she was using a fake last name to work.
Dang.
It was all fucked.
And I'd imagine that's out of whatever teachers are like, it's really kind of out of their control. Or if you were in that position,
I mean, it's hard, man, because they could lose their job, you know. So I don't know. I mean, it's I have a bias, but I have my own bias opinions I was going through. I'm like, man, just let me live my life,
right?
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't, you know. But I feel
like I would have ran out the school.
I know, trust me. Like I mean, yeah, it's like I didn't know. I mean, what else do I do?
So
then my aunt did everything she could. She went, she got the paperwork. She had to get like some like court order. Like someone had to, like my mom had to sign something while she was in prison. Like it was just this whole process. And
shouts out to your aunt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's my angel. Yeah, she was here. She passed when I was like before my daughter was born. Dang. She had cancer. She had ovarian cancer.
My condolences, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, man. I was with her through her journey. She was dope. I feel emotional. She was dope.
That's love, dude.
Yeah, because
cool. You didn't even like. That's not your mom. You know what I mean?
No, man, no. But she became.
That's
my
awesome.
mom.
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. She was.
So, 13, 14, your aunt takes you in, and you're
the system is fucked. I'm like, yo, this system is jacked. I don't like. So that's when my mentality flipped, right? Okay. Like, what do I like more? Colombia or here? I don't really. At that point, I just hate the United States. Like, okay. I'm just like,
so are you plotting? Are you plotting to leave?
I'm plotting, bro. Not even to leave. I'm just
you just want to fuck shit up.
I just like want to be a villain. I'm like, yo, like I need to figure out like what do I do?
I need revenge
to the system. Right. Yeah, you know. Okay. And I'm like, all right.
And are you able to go? Without your mom and your dad, were you still going back to Colombia?
No, not at all.
So you're in the States.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
So I know you through Mogul Minds.
Yeah.
Shout out Mogul Minds. Yo. Podcast network.
Yeah.
Fucking
shout out to Zeke, Isaiah.
So I know you through them. At what point did you meet Isaiah?
Yeah.
Was that after?
So Isaiah, Isaiah is who I met. Way after. He barely knows. He knows this story. Like barely knows this story. Like, okay. Kind of know. I mean, he knows what I've been through, but not like he wasn't, a part of my life at that time. But he met me in high school.
Okay.
He met me in high school. And it's funny because Isaiah met me at a time where like my parents were already locked up for a while. I'm playing football. I'm running track. Okay. I'm just like, man, I'm doing everything to forget my past.
Okay.
Like,
jeez. Okay.
Like literally, like I'm doing everything.
You have a busy schedule.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm like playing every sport. I was practicing with the wrestling team. Uh-huh. I was doing everything, like lifting weights.
And you're probably good at it all too.
I was good at all of it. I was good at all of it. I was captain of all the teams. Like I was like freshman year. Freshman year for football, whatever, doing my thing. But then like sophomore year, varsity, doing my thing. Captain, I'm climbing. I'm like, yeah.
How were your grades?
Grades terrible.
Oh, okay.
No, grades were terrible. I just like bad at school. The only reason why I would get passing grades, like D's and C's, was because I wanted to play sports.
Ah, okay.
Because that's what, man, my aunt had cancer during that. Like my aunt was sick. I was taking her, I was translating for her at the hospital.
Dang, so that happened.
I was like,
wow.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, so I'm going through it all. So then Isaiah maybe 2 years younger than me. So I'm a what? I'm a
Senior, he's a
I'm
sophomore.
a senior, he's a sophomore. Yeah, and that's kind of like, I think that's kind of when I met him, because he was on a track team, and that was it. Like we just kinda, like,
Isaiah was on a track team.
Isaiah was on a track team. Yo, his big long ass was on the track team, bro. Trash.
Damn, he said you can't run
Trash.
for shit.
No. But no, he, so he was on the track team, and that's how he knew like, I would say more knew of me, opposed to like we weren't like tight like that. And then I heard that he was doing the podcast network, and I was like, okay.
He started that young?
No. I'm saying like this was years after I bought the building. I had So this.
So y'all it
was like a reconnection
really
through like
even,
Facebook. No, man, we didn't even like talk. I don't know what. I think I just reached out to him. I saw that he was like starting this network, want to find a space. I'm like,
you got a space.
I got a building. What's up?
Okay, so what was your first business venture?
My first business venture?
Legal business venture.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No. Like, I'm sure.
You know, I told me, I was like, real quick. I called Ide earlier because it's his birthday. He said hi, by the way.
Okay, what's up, Ide?
And he was like, I asked him, I was like, you got any Nardwar type of information on Edwin that I can pull up on him?
Yo, that's good.
And he was like, we thought he was a Colombian like drug agent for posing as an insurance agent.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's so funny. Well, yeah, that's like Zeke messing with my backstory and being like, bro, you never like that's like that's part of your family. Like you like I'm like, dude, like no, I wouldn't put myself in that fucking position. Like I'm straight. I saw what my parents been through. I don't want to go through that myself.
Right.
I'm okay.
All right.
But yeah, my first business venture, man, my first like official business venture was a nonprofit. I tried starting a nonprofit with a homie. We were in high school.
Okay, so high school, you're business minded.
Oh, I'm already, yeah.
You're everything. You're an athlete. You're business minded.
Bro, business was like, I love business.
Dude, how much trauma you gotta go through to be a goddamn fucking athlete in multiple fucking aspects and business minded.
Bro, I never thought about it like that, but that's some real shit. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's the avoidance, like to the max. Like I need to avoid everything that's going on in my body and in my mind.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that recently. How it's just like, how do you have that much will as a person without going through something crazy?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I kind of think you have to go through your own version of crazy to like find out.
Yeah, I guess everybody got their own version too. Yeah.
It's like your own version, because it's easy to like, man, I'll tell you something. My story. So my parents get locked up, right? Okay. I'm in Thurgood Marshall Elementary School. That's where I went to 7th and 8th grade. Okay. And I met this kid, Troy. I don't know if he's out there. Man, shout out to Troy if you are. Like, and not Troy that I went to college with, but this other kid that he was in a, one of those like he was in a special needs class, but he wasn't like he was just developmentally he wasn't there, but it's because of like he went through something traumatic, right? And I didn't know what he went through, but I knew that he was the kid that was like that would be outside and he would grab a big ass stick and just wave it at everyone. Everyone would just run away because they'd be like, "Oh, Troy's crazy!" Like it would be like this. He would like grab like a dead squirrel and chase people with it. Like he was like that kid, know. And I was always curious about him,
right? And
I remember. He was in 7th grade. I was in 8th. And then I had left 8th grade and I had Miss Ansani. And Miss Ansani was like she was like a godsend. She was this teacher that was like awesome. She told me about Troy and she was like, yeah, he saw his dad murder his mom. And then he killed himself.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah, the dad.
And he saw that.
He saw all of it.
I would be like doing what he's doing too.
Right? Yeah. I was like, damn. And it was that moment where I'm like, damn, yo, like, everyone goes through some shit, and you never know what they're going through.
Right.
And I'm over here like yeah, man, it sucks what I'm going through, but man, like look at like just look at the world. Like it's wicked out there, and I can search for my willpower to like look at what I'm going through, see how much it hurts, and keep going through it. Now I'll tell you something. Like back then, man, I was a kid, so I was just kind of like just going through shit like blindly, and just like, okay, like I can go through this, I could fight through this. Now I'm at this different stage in my life where I want to heal, and I'm learning about what healing actually means. But you know, I'm grateful for perspective. Like I'm like, oh, I had a different perspective that I was able to get from someone, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's crazy. Yeah, what I'm going through sucks. I'm glad I didn't go through that. And cool. Like I can still complain about what I'm going through, and like I could also be grateful that I didn't go through that. And so like the duality, like I could live with that and keep going through my life.
Man, so first business venture was it
was a nonprofit. Yeah. So yeah, it was a nonprofit. It was with a homie in high school. It was in high school. And it was like we had this company called Win-Win Raffle. Registered the company. We're applying for the 501c3 Win-Win Raffle. Shout out to Vibel. We were like, man, we were trying.
Does the win come from the Edwin too?
No,
it's just
wild. I literally just connected those dots right now when you said that.
Because okay, for those who don't know, like this man here is partially like it wouldn't be the Hubcast without him, because he's got this insurance company, Win More Enterprises. His name is Edwin Moreno. You take the win out of Edwin, you take the more out of his last name, and you get Win More. I thought that was so fucking raw. I was like, I need something with my fucking name in it. So I bought Hubcast.
Yo, the Hubcast is dope. I saw the Hubcast. I was like, yo, this motherfucking snap.
Thank you, bro.
I was like, that's what's
thanks
up.
to you inspired that,
man,
bro.
my
So
pleasure,
thank you, bro.
My pleasure. I'm glad I could pass that.
So win-win.
So win-win raffle.
Win-win raffle.
It was win-win raffle. The point of the company was to have like a raffling business that helped schools. So it was like a nonprofit where we would like get donated, like, I mean, we were thinking big, like, man, we'll get donated cars, we'll get donated, like, I mean, we were like, you know, we'll get TVs, like we'll go to Best Buy, we'll just get like, we'll get things donated, and then we'll put it on our Win-Win Raffle website, and then, you know, whoever wins the raffle gets the prize, but then we use the money to give to schools for like school supplies, because, you know, schools, like teachers are using their money for school supplies. And since it's a 501c3, you know, we can like, there's administration costs, so we don't have to pay taxes, and we can pay ourselves through that. So we were just kind of like, I mean, it's funny, man. Like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm like in high school, I'm thinking about not paying taxes. It's like, what?
Right, dude. You're thinking about taxes. You're goddamn fucking 15, 16,
I know,
17.
I'm thinking about taxes and shit.
God damn, that's dark, dude. That's fucking dark,
bro.
dude.
That's what capitalism did to me, bro.
God damn.
It scared me straight.
So what happened with that? With it?
It flopped. I mean, look, man, we fell into like gambling laws. Like we were in
what the fuck, dude?
Bro. Yeah, it's like there's like, well, there's, I guess, well, at the time, like raffle is it's a form of gambling.
So the schools wasn't going?
Well, it's like it was just too much. Like it was too much of a journey.
Yeah.
We were just. I mean, I didn't even know where to start. And I'm like, gambling laws? We got to look into gambling laws.
At that point, I don't got enough trauma,
bro. Yeah, bro. Like I'm straight. I'm gonna keep playing football, homie. Like I'm gonna just keep playing sports, and we'll.
So did you feel like a sense of failure when it didn't happen, or it was just whatever?
No, that's a great question. Nah, never. I was just like, all right, move on.
All right. What?
Like,
so after that, what was the next thing?
I didn't like officially incorporate anything until like Win More, but I did try to like. I just started working. I started like working at a bunch of different places.
Okay.
That's really what happened. I just started like looking for jobs. I started working construction. I worked at a pizza shop. I worked at a bakery. I worked I worked at Best Buy. I worked at Victoria's Secret. I worked at Champs.
Hey, Victoria's Secret. How was that?
That was raw. I'm a married man now, so.
Oh yeah. I'm not trying to. Hey, I'm sorry if I say it. This is the past.
Yeah, no, I'm messing with you. No, yeah, man, it was fun. I mean, I literally did it like for that. Like it was like, yo, I'm gonna be like a straight
guy
dude that works at Victoria's Secret.
Hell
like,
yeah, what? Yeah, that's a dream.
It's gonna be raw.
That's
like,
awesome.
Who can say that?
So
met some dope people there though. Met some like really dope, man. The night shift dude, raw.
Hell yeah.
Like, man, yo, like I'm really grateful.
Was he in there for the same reason too?
Nah, he was just like, he was married, family dude. Like,
really? He
liked the night shift. He was a DJ on the side. And he's just like, yo, I'm just like, this is easy. I like fold bras and like open up boxes. It's like, it's just money in the bank.
I might look into that. No, I can't.
But I know. But he was like, yeah, he was doing his thing. And I mean, he was like, I learned a lot. It was cool.
That's interesting.
Learned a lot about life from him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What could you anything off top that you think you could share with us?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I mean, it's funny, man. The first thing that came to my mind was like LSD.
Did you trip with him?
Yeah, no, I never tripped with him, but he told me he spoke to me about like what it would change, like what it would change for me.
Yeah, okay.
Which I appreciated because it really put me like in a position where like when I did trip, like I knew like what to expect. And
okay.
It was cool. Like I appreciate how honest he was.
He kind of opened the door almost for you.
He did.
Then you walked through it.
He did. Yeah, he did. And I chose to walk through it if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So like
awesome.
he was cool. He wasn't like, yo, like try this. Like he was just like, oh, this is what this is like. Oh yeah, have you ever done? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, this is. I'm like, and I was just asking questions. He was honest.
What did he tell you that it was gonna be like?
You know, he told me, he's like, man, your perspective will change forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. He's like, so if you're going to do it, like, just know that.
But it's not like that for everybody, I noticed, because I've taken more acid than anybody should ever take in their lifetimes.
Right.
Because I was in high school taking it. So
in
in my high school years, I took more acid than anybody in their lifetime.
Right.
And I would agree with that, but there's some people that take it where it's just like a party thing. Like they'll go to a concert, they won't get introspective. To me, it's all mental. Like I'm coming to like realizations.
Right.
So it was similar. It was similar to you.
It was 100% similar. And I'll challenge that with saying that even to the people, like now those people though, like they can't experience that same party without that. So like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
So, okay, so
it did change. So like it did change them in that way. It's just you feel me?
They used it for the party vibe. Now the party vibe ain't. They can't get it unless if they.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. See, I've always noticed there's two ways that like it goes. It's like
right.
You can go like the party, we're gonna have a good time,
right?
Type of route, or
right.
like the way that like me and what he goes by now. When we were doing it, you know, it was more like we're taking this to learn, to like evolve and expand our like minds and stuff.
Right. And you caught you caught that,
right?
Like you caught.
How did that feel for you when like? How was it like when it hit you? Like, do you have any story about that? That's like,
yeah, I was. So I have a shroom story that started. That's the first thing that comes to mind because then I have that too. So I started with shrooms. That was the first thing, and then shrooms. I watched Off the Wall. I think it is Off the Wall. Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Like a Led Zeppelin like concert.
Okay.
Off the Wall. I think Off the Wall or like Lights or something. I don't know. Some Led Zeppelin concert. Like from beginning to end. I watched it.
Tripping.
I watched it from beginning. I mean, it's just like it's lights, guitar. I watched it from beginning to end, and I remember feeling like feeling color and seeing music.
Right. It takes you into that
it was
mental,
like,
spiritual plane.
Yeah, it was like I was like, oh, like I felt color. Like I'm like, oh, I feel color. Like
Was it scary to you, or did you
No,
embrace it like it felt good?
Like,
how did the color feel? Did orange feel good?
Yeah,
like,
certain colors, right? Like blue felt like sad, like blue. Like I noticed, like blue felt sad and like really interesting. Purple felt like like
royal. I don't know. To me, I get like royal,
yeah, like strong. Like yellow felt like funny. Like yellow felt like really goofy and like just funny, you know. And
what
like,
color is science?
Huh?
What color is science? Can you think? Because like if science had a color of the rainbow, what color would it be?
Like science?
Yeah, if you had like a science folder in school, what color folder would you choose?
What color is science? It's funny because the first color that comes to my mind is purple. Green. I don't know why.
Purple for you? Damn.
Yeah.
For me, it's green.
Is it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, purple comes to mind for science for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, like a purple blue mix. Like
purple blue mix. What about history?
History, I get like a orange.
An orange? Okay. I'm thinking like a yellow brown.
Like a yellow. Yeah, I get that. Like kind of like like a yellow orange. Like I don't know. Like
So what's math then?
Math is red.
Red?
Immediately.
I
saw red immediately. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you get into the Winmore, the insurance? Who got you into that? Somebody recruited you, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Or did you just?
Yeah, no. Someone recruited me, and then I started doing more research about it. So insurance was. So I had all these different jobs. So I was working all these different places, and then I started working. I was at Best Buy.
Okay. And
I'm selling all these computers. I'm not getting any commission for it, and I'm like, all right, this sucks. Like I don't understand. Okay. And I would get random gift cards. It'd be like, oh, here's $100 gift card from Best Buy to Best Buy. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, like I just sold y'all $20,000 worth of computers last month. Right. Like, what are you talking about? You know, but I'm like, all right, like whatever. And I noticed that I recognized that. And then people that I knew, that my ex-business partner, his son, knew people that I worked with, and they would always talk about me, you know? Okay. And so the conversation went, Edwin's good at talking to people. Edwin's good at sales.
You had a tact for sales, right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? You just
another job. I worked I did sales. I worked at this place called Sales R Us for a while. I walked door to door selling subscriptions to the Sun Times when I was in 8th grade.
And they trained you?
8th grade. Yeah. And well, not really, bro.
You just naturally had that
some homies. Honestly, bro, some homies they were like, look, they're giving you this script that's ass. This is how we sell this.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, word.
Okay.
So it was like, hey, my name is Edwin Moreno. I'm part of the National Honor Society. I go to Mather High School. This is my ID. I mean, it was this whole
close the fucking door.
Yeah, it was
I don't give a fuck.
Bro, right. You know, so it was no, you got to look at them. You got to smile and you got to be like, hi, my name is Edwin. It was this whole thing of you got to play the part, bro, because we're out here. And these people don't care. They're not trying to get subscriptions to the Sun Times.
You better off saying, if you give me $10 right now, I'll leave.
Which is right. Well, it was more look, this is an after school program. So it wasn't a job. We were saying that it was an after school program, and that we were being sponsored by the Sun Times because American Airlines went bankrupt. Bro, they had this whole script. They said American Airlines went bankrupt. So since American Air, this is all true, right? And since American Airlines went bankrupt, we lost our sponsor. So since we lost our sponsor, now we have the Sun Times to help us out. Aren't they great? You know? And then they'd be like, yeah. Oh, wow. They are children, great. Yeah, so they match every dollar you give us. Now, you don't have to sign up for the paper at all. But it does start at $25, $50, $100. You know, so it's this whole thing where you're talking to them and they're just okay. It's and then you get the sales, and then they would say, hey, look,
teaching you that dark psychology, man.
Some of the, so they would be they would be look, some of the money, you're gonna have to get sales because if you're out here, you got to get subscriptions,
right?
If you're not getting any subscriptions, you ain't getting nothing. So get some subscriptions, and then pocket some cash.
The rest, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
naturally.
So it was like, cool. Like, all right. So that was my first like official sales job. So I learned, that's where I learned. Like, that's where I was like, oh, this is easy. And I went to the hospital with my aunt a lot. I had to talk to people. I had to talk to like doctors. I had to talk to nurses. I was talking to like front desk people. I was constantly just asking questions. So communicating was easy. And seeing the whole sales process, I just naturally I flowed into it. So I knew I liked it. And then someone who was in Aflac insurance was like, oh, we need more salespeople. Why not Edwin? Yeah. And then long story short, my ex-business partner became like a territory manager because he was this like Spanish speaking guy that was like that new business owners. He had his own gaps in like selling and going like door to door. Going door to door and getting rejected is like, it's hard, bro. Like it hurts. Like that's the hardest thing to do. And so in that industry, if you can't do that, you're popped. Like no one will buy anything from you. You won't. Like it's just like you won't make it. So I was good at that. I already knew. Man, I had people there like, yo, how, like it was like I invented fire. Like they were like, yo, like how, like
you're like what's that fucking guy's name? What's that movie? Wolf of Wall Street.
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah. I keep having that come in my head.
Yo.
Lexi came with your empanadas.
That's the next business.
Yeah, dude.
All right, word. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lexi. Thank you so much. Lexi brought some empanadas for us to taste. She brought one plate. That's fine.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. You go ahead and
continue telling the story about the insurance. Aflac.
Oh yeah. So Aflac. So they were like legit. They were like, yo, like what are you doing? That's so like different. I'm like, I'm just talking to people. They're like, yeah, but like, are you making phone calls? No, I'm going to places. Like, I'm going to places and telling them this is what I have.
And it's Aflac insurance?
Aflac, yeah. It's supplemental health insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah, it's like accident insurance. It's different. It's not health insurance. It's supplemental health insurance. So those are two different. This is where my insurance hat comes on. Okay. But yeah, those are two different things. So supplemental means this is why I stopped doing this shit. So what happens was I had people that they were telling me to sell to, and the people they wanted me to sell to were like a lot of factory workers. And the factory workers were thinking they were getting health insurance because they were buying this supplemental health insurance. Aflac is supplemental. So you just get cash. So if you have a broken arm, they'll give you $1,200. The doctor bill isn't going to be $1,200. It's going to be a lot more than that. So that's where you get health insurance, and then you get the Aflac to give you cash for the day that you miss work or to pay for the deductible. Okay. It's like to cover the gap, basically. Gotcha. So I didn't like that I was selling to people that
didn't really know what they were getting.
So when I would explain it to them, they would say, oh, I don't want it. And then people were like, oh, why are you telling them? The way you're telling them isn't good because you're not taking it. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling them the truth though. Yeah, well, maybe you could. Yeah. So once I
tell less of the truth, make more sales.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what, man? And it's like, I'm straight. Power to the people that like do it right, because there's a lot of people that do. But the thing is, like, just have someone explain it properly, and that's what I like to do. Yeah.
So how did you get out of that and start your own?
Yeah, I started. So I was doing Aflac for a while. I got into I started going to places, and they were like, hey, can you help me translate this paperwork? My first language is Spanish, so I was just helping them like read what they let them know what they had, why they had it, what they're paying, what they owe. I was literally just translating. Okay. And I'm like, yo, I'm intrigued. Like, everybody needs this shit. And that's where I was like, everyone needs like building insurance. So they were like showing me like building insurance, homeowners policies, auto policies. And I'm like, oh, this is the law. I have my health and life license, but these are policies that like
are required
by law. Like if you close on a building and you have a mortgage, guess what? That mortgage, I mean, it's not a law, but it's law to the mortgage company. We're like, we're not going to give you this loan unless you show us that you got proof of insurance for this property. Then if you get a car, guess what? You get stopped. It's the law to have insurance. If you're hauling things, if you're a truck driver and you have cargo, guess what? You better have insurance. Like, it has to be registered. So that really caught my attention because I'm like,
sells itself almost.
Almost sells itself.
Okay.
And I'm like, why aren't more people doing this?
All right, sign me up,
bro. So for real, get your license, honestly. So I'm like, all right, hold on a second. This is needed. There's like all these companies that do this stuff, but not many people really know about it. And I started learning. I got my license for property and casualty. I asked to get introduced to someone that owns an independent insurance agency because the guy that got me into Aflac, he decided to quit because it wasn't really for him. And I kept going. And I got into the independent world. I started working there for 8 years. I wanted to be a partner at that agency. And the guy wasn't really about that, which I'm like, you know what? All good. I'm grateful for what I learned here. And then I started my own.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And that's still...
Well, I sold
successful?
it.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah, I sold it. I sold it about to be 3 years.
When the studio?
September. Yeah, when I sold the building, when everything closed down, I sold that. So that was the business relationship with my ex-business partner. Kind of like, it got tumultuous at the end. Like, it was very...
Can I say the name that I'm thinking of?
What?
The guy that...
Oh, the guy? Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to say his name.
Okay,
but yeah, the guy... Yeah, it's him. I mean, you know. So it's just like, it was just off. You know, things happened in the end that, you know, we weren't aligned. What I learned, I'm so grateful. The lesson is that, like, everything is up front. If I'm in business with anyone, I'm letting them know up front, like, what my expectations are. And let's put it on paper.
They weren't about that?
Well, no. I mean, once I brought, like, hey, let's get this up front, I learned what they had a different goal in mind. Okay. And I was like, oh, but this isn't what you told me. Oh, well, this is what I'm ready to do now. And I'm like, okay, well, then this isn't going to work out.
So you sold it to him?
No, I sold it to where I'm using my license now, where I work now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I sold my piece, he sold his, he got his money back from his investment. And I'm working. Well, I was working as a sales manager, and I quit as a sales manager recently, like 2 weeks ago. Okay. Well, this was my last week, and now I'm just gonna be like selling, kind of like on the side. Okay. So I'm gonna use my insurance license because I know I have a lot of insurance knowledge. I know it really well. I want to focus on being more of a consultant for people. So like, if you have a business and you're like, hey, I have multiple properties, I have all these trucks, I don't know what to do, I'm paying all this different money, I'll be like, okay, cool, let's see what you have, let's organize it. It's going to take us maybe a year to organize this, depending on like the size.
Goddamn.
And then let's make sure like I'm working on one right now that has like over 40 properties, and they don't really know like what they have, Jeez. Why they have it, why they're paying, what they're paying. And it's like, all right, cool.
Help them figure it all out.
Yeah, let's like put it all together, let's organize it. And then that way you know what you're paying. It's all in one spreadsheet. You know what comes up. And I got a whole team that could back you, which is at LR Windsor, the agency where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. Todd is a good dude. I like how he cares about the client, always having the best price. Mm-hmm. I like the carriers that are under the agency. I guess the only reason why I shifted my position to only like kind of be more of a consultant is because I was looking for like an equity position. I was looking for a different structure for myself. So the organization isn't prepared to do that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let me do something that's right for me. Mm-hmm. So it's more like, okay, let me bring in business here, bring in people here, because I believe. Did
you have to sacrifice like income?
Yeah.
To do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Decent amount.
And when you sold Winmore, how did that feel? Did that make you feel any failure or it was a relief maybe?
Man, no, man, it was painful.
It's painful?
Yeah, man, it was failure. No, I've never felt failure. I'll be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, I've only felt like lessons. Like, there's been like...
You've never had one hint of like, you feel like...
I failed? No.
Not even one time?
No.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no. I promise you that. No.
Hell yeah, dude.
I felt hurt.
I felt hurt.
Yeah,
but
I felt hurt
like
and sad.
Okay.
But like, no, I've never... And I feel
it's just the next step.
Yeah, I feel even like the emotions like bubbling up with that, because I feel the pain. Like, I've been feeling the pain of it. And I've been feeling the sadness of it. But like, Never have I told myself like, oh, like, no, I don't even want to say it.
That's good.
Like,
That's powerful, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So-
man. Yeah.
So it hurt selling it?
Yeah, it hurt a lot selling it, man. It hurt selling it because like the relationship was broken. There was like more there than just a business. There was like
Right.
a relationship. There was like history that like
Right.
all kind of like broke
Did you
apart
have
because
Did
of
you
it.
have employees?
I had employees I had to let go.
Yikes.
Yeah,
that's
man. I
never
had
fun.
like, yeah, throughout the whole process, I had a lot of employees. I had to like, well, 5. Like, but it's like I felt like that's a lot. But like,
No,
I had-
I mean, that,
you know-
it is a lot when you have to let go.
yeah, man. So I had to let go of people, and I had to, let people know, hey, look, this is what's happening. I kept one from Costa Rica who still actually I brought her on board, like where I'm at now. Now there's 3 people total from Costa Rica. So, I brought in good. There's good things that are still going because of what I brought to the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And with what I'm looking for, it was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep using my license because I have a license. Like the question you asked, like, did I sacrifice income? Like, yes, absolutely. And I would rather sacrifice income than compromise like what I want for myself.
Right.
And that's where like Pocket World comes from. That's where I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna use my license to help me like get some income, and I'm gonna build this company.
Pocket World. Let's talk about Pocket World. Why is it called Pocket World?
Because of their pockets.
Pocket-shaped empanadas.
yeah, because of the pockets. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and try this.
Please do.
I don't know.
want to hear the
I'm not
crunch.
even gonna use
just
the
go
fork.
in. Yeah, just go in.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So Pocket World. All right. So
Shit is good, man.
it started with the thought process of it's like I want like, man, bro, this is like a long story. I don't even know where to start. So my grandma, after my parents got locked up, it was just me and my aunt. My aunt had a boyfriend, whatever, who was like an asshole at the time, and my grandma was like, my little boy is in Chicago by himself. I was the first one born in Chicago of her grandchildren. Like, I'm far away. She's like, I need to go see my little boy because like he's alone, doesn't have his parents. Like, what's gonna happen? Yeah. She gets her visa. She comes to Chicago, and this is like, this Colombian, like this black Colombian woman who doesn't know a lick of English, but everyone thinks she does because she's a black woman, So they're like, oh, okay. So everyone's just coming up to her talking to her, and she's just like, she just like smiles and nods, But like she's, she knows she goes through her day. So she's a beast, man. She comes here, runs out of money, and she's like, hey, I'm making empanadas. I need you to tell your friends from school that I'm selling empanadas. So I was like,
your grandma's recipe?
Yeah. So
hell yeah.
So I was like,
fucking fire, dude.
Yeah.
So, okay, keep telling the story.
Yeah. So So I'm like, all right, word. Tell people like, maybe like 1 or 2 people would say like, oh yeah, my mom wants some, and the office staff lady was like, oh yeah, tell your grandma to bring me some. I'll take 10 or whatever. Right. So my grandma's like, okay, good. You got 2 sales. Okay, awesome. All right, now come help me make them. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'll never forget that day. And like, I learned how to make, there's so much more that my grandma taught me. Like in the 6 months she was like around me, preparing me for hell. She was like getting me ready, giving me some more love so I wouldn't like go numb, and she just like taught me how to make empanadas. So I always knew the recipe in my head. Like it was always there. And then one day I was like, I don't know what happened, man. And I'm just like, I'm going to make them. Like this was years ago. I'm just like, my daughter wasn't even born yet. She's 13 now. So this was like 13, 14 years ago. And I'm like, I'm just going to make them. And I made some, and I started crying, thinking about my grandma. And I'm like, man, like they tasted like hers. And I'm just like, all right, hold on a second. Like
I got this.
So I was making them just like for me. I would make them randomly. Someone would say, oh, you know how to make, I'm like, yeah, I know how to make empanadas. I was like, no, you don't. It's such a long endeavor. I'm like, no, I know how to make them. They're like, okay, show us. And I was just like, I'll make them. So I would like do stuff like that. And then one day I was thinking about empanadas and how people like, not like everyone can say empanada. And I was like, all right.
But no, I probably said it wrong.
No,
dude.
you said it right. No, bro. I'm like, people sometimes add an accent in the end, and they'll say empanada. You know,
but it don't got the squiggly
it don't got that. So it's just empanada, right? Or empanada, like however, you know. But that's how it is. And so I was like, yo, what if like call them? And I thought about hot pockets, and I was like, oh, pockets. I'm like, yo, a hot pocket is like an American empanada, like low key, like that's what it's a squared shaped empanada, right?
Pocket World.
Or a rectangle shaped empanada. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? These are pockets, which is gonna say pockets, and it's Pocket World because my wife was like, oh, Lebanese. I'm like, hey, yo, do Lebanese have empanadas? And she's like, yeah, but we don't call them that. We call them Lebanese meat pies. I'm like, oh, Lebanese. Oh, that's dope. And I just started looking up, like, yo, what country? Like the countries have. Every country has a version of an empanada.
Okay, yeah.
Like the wonton. Chinese has wontons.
Okay.
There's dumplings. There's pierogies. There's
those are good.
Yeah, there's like empanadas. Like Spaniards have their own version of empanadas. Puerto Rican have their own version of empanadas. I mean, everyone has their own version of an empanada. So I was like, oh, Pocket World. So we're starting with Colombian empanadas, and eventually there's Jamaican meat pies.
See, that's why I wanted to ask you about the name, because I know when you name something, bro.
There's more. There's like something behind it.
Right, dude. Like it ain't just empanadas. I'm like, there's got to be something more here. It's Edwin. I'm talking to Edwin here.
There's layers. There's layers.
That is awesome. Yeah. So basically, just man. So if someone wants this catered to their event,
yeah,
how do they get into
so Facebook right now, I have Facebook. That's the main way I'm taking orders right now is on Facebook. Pocket World LLC on Facebook, and then I have pocketworldchicago@gmail.com. I take orders those two. Take catering orders those two ways right now. Only Chicago. Eventually, I want to package them and sell them frozen. That's the goal. So you have some thought. Those were thawed. Those were frozen and then thawed, and yeah, and so they taste pretty fresh, I'm sure.
All right, guys. The link is in the fucking bio, man. The link is in the fucking bio.
Word.
This is the best empanada I've had.
Word.
And it was frozen?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Recently frozen, so it's still like, it still has like the salt, more of the saltiness to it. If it's frozen more than 3 months, it loses some of the salt. It's still delicious, but I'm working on a recipe to make it last longer, like when they're frozen.
Fofo, you want to try this one?
Yeah, please do. Hear the crunch in the background. But yeah, that's like, yeah, man, so that one is chicken. I make Wagyu beef as well. A beef and potato.
That's
same
good
recipe
beef.
Just with beef. Yeah, Wagyu.
Isn't that expensive beef?
So it can be.
Okay.
So I get it. I get ground Wagyu, and it's decent. It's so those are a little bit more expensive. Those are $4 an empanada. But
jeez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I saw the nod of approval.
Yeah, right. Fofo likes the empanadas.
I saw the eyes and the smile after the first bite. Like, hold on a second,
dude. It's a twinkle in his eyes I've never seen before, dude.
That's what's up.
Okay, so Pocket World.
Yeah,
that's a great fucking idea, dude.
Thank you.
Good luck to you on that. You don't even need luck, dude. These bitches sell themselves like the insurance, bro. Like, goddamn, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
And Mifa.
Oh, Mifa. Yeah, Mifa. Yeah.
Mifa?
Yeah. Mifa. I mean, yeah. So Mifa is short for Michaela, Fanny, and Hillary. So that's like Fanny's my mom.
Okay, got you.
Fanny's my mom. Michaela's my daughter.
See
Hillary.
These names, man.
I know they all mean. I know
they all mean something. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
You need that.
Thank you. Yeah. So they inspired me because Michaela's really creative. My mom is extremely creative, and then Hillary is like, I call her like my dream catcher. She like really, she captures like the things I want to do and helps. Like she catches them. She's like, all right, cool. Like, let's cultivate this, and I'll put the groundwork together. And she's great at like organization, being like, just like.
That's like a really good structure for a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Because you got that willpower.
Right.
You got, and then.
Right. Well, she knows how to mother. Like, she'll mother things. She knows how to like.
Right.
Like give it life. Yeah.
You give her the seeds of whatever.
Exactly.
And then she nurtures it. And
yeah, man, it's funny. Yeah, right. And it's funny because there's times where I'm like, I just want her to run with it, and I'm like, you know what? But like, there's like, no, I gotta carry this to a certain like level, right? And then I gotta be like, all right, look, I carried it to here. Can you help me now? Okay, great. Yep. All right, cool. Now let me grab it. Now let me keep going. You know what I mean? So that's kind of
playing like tag team almost.
Yeah, it's a cool.
Yeah.
So that the inspiration of the name was because of that, and that's more of a it's an Etsy store.
Okay.
It's on Etsy right now, and my mom makes Cantab purses. I did not bring a Cantab bag, but
we'll have pictures up here. You'll send me them, and I'll put them
I'll
here.
Send you some pics. Yeah, word. Yeah,
and they'll link in the description as always.
Dope. Yeah, dope. So that's more. It's Cantab purses. The goal for that is, so my mom makes them from scratch. She knits them with Cantabs and the backs of Cantabs. When you see them, you won't even believe that they're like handmade. It doesn't make any sense. And she teaches people how to do them. And I want to support her in like, so I want this to blow up so that she could teach more women. There's a lot of women in Colombia. Like once you reach a certain age, you can't, like no one wants to hire you. And there's a lot of women that are unfortunately victims of domestic abuse. And they don't like. There's certain skills.
So they need a way to make income.
They need a way to make
on
income.
their own.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this is a good way, like
hell yeah,
a creative way where you don't have to just go sell them on the street. Let's use the internet,
right?
So like, hey, like like let's sell them on Etsy, and then I could, like, I want to facilitate. So right now I'm starting. Like my mom is making them. We have someone else from the neighborhood that's like making them. We help her out. We like pay her for them. And we're just kind of like starting slowly but surely. But that's Mifa. Mifa's
that's
more
beautiful.
like of an accessory store. Yeah.
Dude, I like all your ideas because it's like it's always bigger than what it first seems.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Colombian handmade purses.
Right.
But the actual purpose is so that more women in Colombia can learn how to make them.
Yeah.
And start getting the income.
Right. Have an opportunity. It's just something that like.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have the pictures up here. The Etsy link in the description. Let's see, what do we have here, man? I wanted to. Oh, you got that Airbnb.
Yeah, out there. In
He's got an Airbnb in Colombia. Yeah, I've already advertised it to someone going to Colombia. By the way,
thank you.
Daniel's parents are actually going to Colombia today.
No way.
Yeah, so I told Daniel, I was like, I just found out about this today.
If they go to Cali, they got a place to stay and they'll be taken care of.
$45 a day?
$45 a day. Yeah, $45 a night.
How the fuck?
Well, right.
How?
It's the exchange rate. Well, look, it's really it's my goal right now is to get more people there. Okay. That's really what I want. Okay. It's like I want to get as many people there as I can. Mm-hmm. It's worth a lot more. I mean,
got you.
Excuse me. It's a 2-bedroom. No, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. 2-floor.
It's fucking beautiful. Spacious is the perfect word for it.
It's very spacious. It's very spacious, and $45 is because in Colombia no one can afford more than that right now. So I'm like, look, if I want to like build a name for it, if I want people to go check it out, and actually leave like a review, I got to make it accessible to people. And I would rather make it accessible and like, kind of like take a hit than to just be stuck on like, oh, I need it to stay at this price. Right. So that's really what that's about.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
But yeah, $45 a night for now.
Yeah, for now. That ain't bad, dude. I was
no, it's not.
I was like, Daniel, this is a steal. I mean, they probably got a place to stay probably if they're already leaving.
Right. But
it might not be as nice.
It might not. And if they might decide to go to Cali. They might be like, you know what? We weren't even planning on going there, but now we got a good spot that's like inexpensive, so let's go check it out. You know? So
I hope they do that. I don't know if they will, but
Yeah.
So if you plan on going to Colombia or you're from Colombia, go check it out. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, please do. It's in Cali. It's close to this place called Las Torres de Maracaibo. If you're from in the area, you'll know, but that's what it's close to. It's like close to downtown. It's like 15 minutes away from downtown Cali, 20 minutes away from the mall. It's like 30 minutes away from the airport. I mean, it's an
accessible.
Yeah, it's an accessible
food
area
around it. Hella food
down, like literally on the corner. Like you go down the block and there's just a strip of restaurants, like restaurants, pizza shops, ice cream shops, parks, basketball
Dude,
courts.
I want to fucking go, dude. I need to get my passport.
Bro, get your passport. I mean, we'll make it out there. We'll have a blast.
Dude, if I go to Colombia, I don't know if I'm coming back.
I don't blame you, dog. Well, like I told you, like my shift. I mean, going back to your question about like when it shifted for me, the thought process of like what place, like where do I like more? Why do I like it more? You know, being out there, life is so carefree. It's like seeing what people. So again, $45 a night, right, for this like spacious apartment.
Right. It's unheard of over here.
It is.
Unfucking heard of.
Exactly.
By hundreds of dollars.
Exactly.
If not thousands.
Exactly. And over there, that's so common, right? There's so much, like it's so inexpensive to live over there.
Right.
So
That's something I was gonna ask. Like, making like selling insurance,
yeah,
and making U.S. dollars in Colombia. Is that like
that's
you're
a cheat code.
That's a cheat code,
That's
right?
a cheat code. That's a legit cheat code. Like the money you could put away, it is a cheat code.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, look, it's not easy to live out there if you ain't from there.
Right.
So I'm not just
Yeah,
like
I'd imagine.
condoning
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
like, you know, go out there and like think you can make it because that's not plausible, you know.
But you could.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got generations there. You know what I mean? So I show up
Jeez.
there. It's like, yeah, like it's a wrap. I speak the language. The more I'm immersed, the more my accent comes out. So
Yeah.
the more it's like, okay, yeah.
Dude, what would happen to me if I tried to go out there, dude?
Bro, you would need to like join like honestly, at least from my experience, the ones that I do see that are successful, they join like a gym. They join like a fighting gym or something.
Okay. It's necessary to learn the language, though.
It is very necessary.
Yeah.
It's extremely necessary. I highly recommend it. You will get thrown for a loop. If people could take advantage of you, they will.
Oh yeah. Oh, dumb
And that's-
American.
that's
You don't
anywhere.
even speak the language.
Exactly. Like, oh, let's make them think we're taking him here. We're really taking him here. I mean, they will try to
Yeah.
find a way. You know.
Yeah.
Now, look, if you go out there and like flash, you know, that's really like that's what you don't go there spending money like crazy and be like, oh, it's okay, let's get 5 bottles. Like this is like, you know, like you're just asking for it. It feels so good. But it's like, don't do that. I remember I went out with my cousins one time and then they were like, oh, yeah, we'll get a bottle. And it was like $10, you know? And I'm just like, 10. I was so tempted to be like, one, bro, get 3 of them bad boys.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? But it's like, even me, like, I'm like, no, like, wait a minute. Like, yes, this isn't expensive. And like, this is what people are used to here. Like, let me calm down a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I get that a bottle in the United States costs, you know, $250 at a place, right?
Right.
Like if you go to like a bar or something like that, and over here it's very different, and this is just how people.
Yeah, I was looking it up earlier today. I was like, how much is a dollar in Colombian pesos?
Right,
It's like,
3,000,
it's almost 4,000.
almost 4,000, 3,800. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
3,800.
And I'm like,
probably
okay, well-
4,000 now. It goes up. It's been fluctuating.
So I'm like,
well,
well, how much is a can of beer? And it's like $1. I'm like, here. It's like
That's a
8 times
lot.
the price over here.
that's a lot. $1 is a lot for a can of beer over there.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's even less?
yeah. You can get one.
Google
for like
fucking lied to me.
25 cents, like 25 cents, like 50 cents, probably. Yeah, for like a
Jeez.
bucket.
That's what
Yeah,
I
they're
was
talking,
telling.
so $1, that's like imported beer. Like you're getting good beer.
Oh, okay. God damn, dude.
Like yeah, you're getting a Corona.
That's insane, man.
Yeah,
So why are you still here?
that's a great question. Man, I don't know, man. I don't even know. No, I'm couple reasons. You know, I have my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Michaela, you know, I had her from my previous relationship.
Okay.
And her mother wouldn't leave, and her mother wouldn't let me take Michaela.
Mm.
And Michaela wouldn't want to leave her mom. So
Yeah, you got ties here.
so I got ties here, man. I'm like, you know what? Like, that's number one. Number two, I think before there was a fear of like, what am I going to do if I'm there and how is it going to work?
Mm-hmm.
Like while I'm there and like, what am I, like, how am I going to make it work? You know?
Mm.
And that I no longer have that fear because I've made it work. I've gone out there to work for a week, you know, and this was before when I like had a full-time position somewhere, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I can make this work. So I think I could live here. So the goal is to be there at least 4 months out the year. You know,
yeah.
but I mean, that's like, you know, I'm building Pocket World right now. I'm doing some stuff where I'm like, I want Pocket World to get to the point where it's an empanada factory. We're making empanadas. We have our orders done for the year, and we close for like 3 months out the year.
Yeah.
You
You
know
have
what I'm saying?
such a big vision, dude. Like, not many people can think as big as you can,
Yeah,
bro.
so far ahead. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, thank you.
But that's
thank
good,
you.
dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I relate to you in that way. I always have like a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep dreaming.
You know, and hardest part for me is bringing that dream into like starting with the small steps that it takes to, you know, get to that dream. Like, how do I even start?
Yeah, say more about that.
Say more about
Yeah.
Like, if I have this like idea for like an invention for like just like a streaming service, maybe.
Okay, right.
So I've had this idea for a streaming service that I don't even really want to say on the
Yeah, I don't
podcast
blame
because
you.
I don't want somebody to steal it.
Right, I don't blame you. Yeah.
But it's this idea where I don't have the materials.
Right.
I don't have the knowledge.
Right.
I don't have the the money.
Right.
You know, so I have these big ideas that I don't. It's not practical almost.
Right.
So
how do you make it practical?
That's what. Small steps. You know,
right.
like, I mean,
well, there's a way to make it practical.
Yeah.
Like there's a way to make it practical. It's like, I guess I can only speak on my experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the empanada business, man, I'll tell you something. Thinking about selling one empanada for $4 until like I make enough money to cover my income seemed like, bro, like, what are you thinking? You could sell one policy and you can make 100 times that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, what, like what, and it's like, well, no, like there's a bigger vision, right? It's like, well, no, like what if I sell 4,000 empanadas,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or what if I sell 1,000 empanadas, or what if I sell like, you know,
Right.
like what if I sell 1,000 empanadas a day or 1,000 empanadas a week? Like there's a way to get to that vision by like, you know.
Are you sustaining? Like, is it a sustainable income, the empanada business?
No,
right
not
now?
yet. No, it's not. It's not yet. So it's like, that's the scary part. It's like,
Yeah.
I got to take this leap and this isn't sustainable. So like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Look for resources. So the first thing I did was reach out to people that I know
Okay.
that are like in funding, or that are like in just like that have started their own business, that have left their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I should start asking them questions like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, look, this is the idea I have. This is how I want to do it. Okay, cool. Hey, what resources do you know that are, okay, cool. Like someone told me about an incubator space where I could actually take my idea, I could talk to them about it, and they could walk me through the process of how to get nutritional labels, how to get like everything that I need specifically for my food package business.
So you on your way to getting FDA approved?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So like that's what this program will walk me through.
Okay.
And so I don't know everything, man. So like the biggest mistake I can make is thinking that I need to figure everything out on my own.
Okay.
And it's funny because as I say that out loud, I'm like, well, I kind of am, because I'm utilizing these resources to learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also people in these places that have already done it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be talking to those people. I'm going to be learning from them.
Right.
So it's like, Nas said it the best. Like, well, it's a biblical term too. But like, no idea is original. Nothing's new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of the dopest verses.
Nothing new up under the sun.
You know, it's like when you really think about that, it's like there's no idea original. Nothing's new under the sun. There's something that's been done or something like that. But whatever. It's like, oh, that's interesting. It's literally, so you could search and be like, all right, cool. Like, what is like this,
Mm-hmm.
and how can I gain knowledge
Mm-hmm.
from what is like this?
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and who's doing it, and how can I talk to that person?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes for me, like, those people are kind of out of reach.
It might be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might be, but they might be, but there might be someone else that is in reach
Right.
of that person, or there might be someone else. I mean, it's like they might be, man, but you can still reach out. Like,
So what advice would you give to someone kind of like me who feels like they have these business ideas? Like, I feel like I would be like a really good CEO,
right,
or like a business owner,
right,
you know,
right.
But you know, starting it, making it practical. What advice would you give to someone that's trying to make their dreams into a practical, you know, reality?
Yeah, I learn, like, just learn about that industry, like whatever the dream is. Just start by learning about
Become a student, learn everything about it.
Just learn about it. Just learn about it. Read a book about it. Listen to a book about it. Look up someone that's done it before, that's done something like it before.
Yeah, for like a streaming service, I guess I should look into like the guy who started like Napster.
I would look into what happened. Like, what was the gap? Like, why? Like where is he at now? How much did he sell that for? You know, I mean, I think that sold for like a significant amount of money. I mean,
Napster fucked up the music industry.
It really did. It really did, man. It just flipped the sideways.
Music ain't worth shit now,
No,
dude.
it can't be anymore because of like how
It's not a physical
fast
product.
No, it's not, and how fast it gets like generated, and how fast
How accessible it is.
it's way too accessible now.
Yeah.
And not way too, but that's now the market is different. So, but there's room. So what's cool about that is that there's room for more now. Like there's room for a new way to do it. Like
Right.
there's room. Like that. All that did is create room for like more ideas. But
Right.
that's what makes it so hard and like scary sometimes, because it's like the empanadas, bro. I told you what my big idea is, right?
Yeah.
Like I have all these pockets, Lebanese meat pies,
All these pockets.
all these pockets. All the only one I brought is that's all I'm making is Colombian empanadas.
All right.
That's all I'm making. Everybody's like, oh, what else you got? This is all I got.
This is what I got right now.
What I got right now.
And
This-
it's fucking good, and
Right.
you're gonna buy it.
And that's it. Like, this is all I got right now. Okay, cool. Right? So it's like there's a way where I'm hearing what you like. I'm imagining what you want to create, and I'm imagining that you're seeing all these different elements and all these different people that are going to be a part of it. But what if you only had one person that's a part of it, and that's all you focused on? You know what I mean? And then you added more to that platform. You know, it's like Facebook didn't start. I mean, I think about Facebook is the first thing that came to my mind for some reason, because I feel like it started with like as a picture liking thing. It was more like just pictures in a college. It was like,
Yeah,
like
some
literally
college type.
It was literally
social.
like it was like a Harvard like it was like not only Harvard, but it was like a way for like students to like see who they liked and who they didn't like, and like
Okay.
it just started like as a picture
Oh
thing.
yeah.
You know, and then it was like, oh, there's more than this. Like
Yeah.
like
This is
like,
a way bigger
it's
idea.
way bigger than this, because like people are like interacting like crazy. This is
Yeah.
huge. We're collecting all this data.
That data too. Yeah.
Back to the data, you know. So, you know, and so, you know, I mean, that's big. I know, like I like to think big, but still, man, like that's. I think we are our biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
You know,
I would fucking 1,000% agree with that.
You know, man. So it's like just like pick one thing, do one thing every day towards it.
Towards it.
So whatever it is, anyone that's out there, like do one thing every day towards it, even if it's not a lot. Like even if you don't think it's a lot.
That's what I was looking for. Hell
Yeah.
What, you know, if you go 100 days and you only do one thing, that's fucking, you're not making any progress. If you go 100 days, you do one thing every single day.
You're doing something.
Right.
You're doing something, bro. And Pocket World, like one day, like one thing every day, man.
Yeah.
Go on the bank account and like add Zelle, or like, oh, I gotta like, oh, I gotta go to the bank to make sure I sign this document. Like, bro, like this, like the dumbest shit that I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Like sometimes like I hear that voice that's like, what are you doing? And it's like, no, I'm doing one thing. I'm doing something. Like
What's that voice though? What is that voice for you?
That's a big question, man. There's a lot of things that flooded my mind when you said that. The first thing that flooded my mind is the Matrix. Like the first thing that flooded my mind is like the Matrix. And when I say the Matrix, I mean like this program, like this net that was casted to like the masses, and we are all inside of that net, right? And so this net tells us like you're trapped, right? Okay. This is like your trap, and it's invisible though, like it doesn't really exist, but we all believe that it's there though, because we kind of like feel it, you know. So we're like, nah, but like I am trapped, and it's like yeah, you are trapped, you know. So like that's the Matrix. It's like this like constant just belief system that's like, no, you can't do it unless you have this. You can't do it unless you have that. You can't do it, and that's TV, that's radio, that's everything that's around us. That's literally all we hear.
Right. And I think I was thinking about this yesterday. I think like all content, television, TikTok, it's all some form of MK Ultra programming in a way, because if you consume content all the time, you're not having original thoughts.
No.
You know, and I know you just said, you know, no thought is original. No, but well, Nas said it.
No, yeah. But yeah.
There's some thoughts that are original, but maybe not. Maybe everybody's thought of everything.
It's interesting.
Do you know who Hermes is?
Hermes, like Hermes. You're talking about Hermes.
Hermes.
Yeah, I know who Hermes is.
Dude, I had written some shit in high school that I just read on the last podcast.
Right.
I wrote that shit in high school.
Right.
I swear to God, it's like it's exactly everything that Hermes wrote on the fucking emerald tablets. But I thought of it on my own.
Right.
And I'm like, I thought the same thoughts on my own. Well, maybe not on acid.
Well, right. You're tapping into a frequency.
I tapped into some shit on acid where I was having these thoughts that I was writing down. I'm like, this is resonating with me. This feels like, wow, I discovered some half truth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm doing research years later. I'm like, stumble upon this guy Hermes. He's the first mathematician.
Yep.
The first astrologer.
Yeah,
the first
like thought the Atlantean too. Yeah.
The first guy that ever had a thought, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had wrote it on an emerald tablet. I'm
right.
Like, all right.
Right.
I'm not fucking Hermes.
Man, bro, look, that's interesting. Cause what that made me think of is we live in I believe like we live in this closed system.
Okay. Yeah.
And this closed system that we live in, I believe like everything gets recycled. Like even like I was thinking about like the air that we breathe.
Yeah.
Right. Like my ancestors were breathing this air.
Yeah.
Right. At one point,
I feel like there's entropy to that though too, the recycling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the quality becomes less over time. Like we had Carl Jung back in the day. Today we have fucking Jordan Peterson.
Right.
He's not like.
No,
you can't compare him to Carl Jung.
No, you cannot.
You know what I mean?
No, you cannot. So I believe like the watering down exists, and it's another version of what was before.
Right.
And I don't know. I can't answer like if there are original thoughts, but I believe that there are original like feelings. Like I believe that like the one thing that we all have in common is that we all can have the ability to feel like as humans, right? And I believe that the originality within us comes from like how we feel, opposed to like how we think.
I can see that,
because how we feel creates what we think.
How we feel creates what we think. How we feel. Do you mean like
hurt,
desire, like
anger, fear, hurt, anger, fear, sadness, joy?
So those moods or feelings, you would say
feelings, yeah.
Okay, so that kind of puts. So if you're feeling happy, you kind of have these thoughts that you can have when you're happy.
Yeah.
And you have these thoughts that you can have when you're sad. Sometimes they interlap.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know, your feelings restrict what type of thoughts are available to you.
A lot of times.
Kind of like
and if you can't tap into your feelings, you don't even know what thought you have, right? So like so that's the trap.
I see. So Am I trapped?
Maybe.
Fuck. The awkward silence. Am I trapped?
That was good.
Man, I wanted to play one of Prophet's beats before we dip.
That's dope.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say before we end this off?
Man, no. I'm this is great. I'm like, yeah, this is great, man. I like where the conversation went. I
wanted people to get to know you,
Yeah,
and then
that.
get to see where your head's at, what businesses you're
Word.
into, where they can support you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
word.
But I wanted them to, if there's anything that they haven't learned about you yet that you want them to learn about, get them, I feel like when people know somebody, they're more inclined to support that person.
True that.
So if there's anything...
Yeah, man. I think I said it all. I said a lot. Born and raised in Chicago. Love Chicago. Love Colombia. Love my family in Colombia.
Hate the system.
Hate the system. hate the system and want to use the system.
Yeah.
Like, hate the system and want to manipulate the system. Hate the system and want to infiltrate the system. Hate the system and want to, like, literally change it from within.
Okay.
My grandmother was an amazing woman that I will always shout out, Amparo. And I'm grateful. Yeah, I feel a lot of gratitude being here. Oh, I write. I like to write. So
You are creative. He has songs. That's what I'm gonna outro this with. Actually, one of Edwin's songs. What am I, fucking stupid?
No.
Hell yeah.
No, throw a beat. I might like spit something to it. But no, I'm working on April. One of my friends has a show and she asked me to open for her. And I'm like, I almost said no. And then
You can't say no.
I'm like, I can't say no. And I can. And I'm like, this is something I like to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is something I enjoy. And so I'm listening to more of like what my heart wants and going more towards what I want and what I enjoy. And so I guess the message also that I want to give is to find what that is for you and for everyone out there, to like keep going towards what you enjoy. I love what you're doing here, man. Like, I wouldn't have drove 50 minutes if I didn't believe in you, believe in what you're doing.
You,
and
thank you.
And yeah, you're welcome. And so I appreciate you inviting me.
Hell yeah. Did you want to freestyle?
I'll throw something.
Dude, fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look, I know a couple of things came to mind. Look, move past, used to shake up. Long last, put my stakes up. I still stand tall, firm. No change, so we stay stuck. Make moves, find you, God heals all lost souls. Shift patterns, lifelong skills. Realize they might be old. I'm turning bronze to 24 karat gold. What's inside me? Truth, pain, lies. When I was 3 years old, I'm waking up to Moisca music. Look, shine down, look around, brighten up, it's strange. La cosa es que nunca vemos lo que trae change. My thoughts are still a beacon for the ancestral plane. This chaos got me thinking like my God, the truth's the same. Time change, don't care, still wanna see the truth. Avoid that the keys that you switch back to deceive. Got proof, no trying. I like light, too bright they try to dim from. Eat these whack rappers like they dim sum, and we still play. I see a void coming back to me, it's like our past, so I walk like Lot. It's not my job to have them or make them see. It's for the kids though, call me Rufio, I'm dying for the cause. All true, stay spitting, Volvo all-nighters. You wouldn't understand the plan like paragliding over land that they divided, acting like my people got the Alzheimer's. It's all good though, you still see the sun shining. Currency exchanges, cash and checks. Miss my abuela reminded me about patience and God's timing. Respect your elders and watch them lies. They used to keep us tied, no pods to escape besides the one inside. Looking deep within to heal like swallow pride. Forgot about the power from my other side. The still waters never lied. Stark path leading towards abundance. I call it math. Crackheads no better in my apartment. That shit was trash. Stories from a forgotten past. Past pains kept me stagnant. It hurts to move now. Metacarpal send a message. I sense a groove now. Beauty everywhere I see around me. Beauty everywhere I see around me. The message cleared, all rendered payments posted. I said the message cleared, all rendered payments posted.
And you knew when to end, bro. Dude. Holy shit, bro. You said some shit like, hold on a minute, bro. Hold on a minute. Like, we gotta play that fucking...
What?
You said, turn bronze into...
Turning bronze into 24 karat gold.
You were talking about alchemy in this goddamn...
Turning bronze into 24 karat gold.
Holy shit,
What's inside
dude.
me? Truth Pain Lies when I was 3 years old.
Dude, that was fucking
There's more
epic.
to that too. I just forgot it.